Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. I'm here with Katia Benevides, and we're gonna have an amazing conversation about traveling. She has been around to so many interesting places, and she has a lot of interesting stories to share with us. But right after our podcast intro. Hello, Katia. Welcome.
Hello, Mike.
I'm very happy that you are here now because students they normally come to me and they normally think about United States or going to England, and you have a lot of stories about a lot of interesting places. But before we start, please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Okay, my name is Katia Benevides. I work at Times Idiomas at Trianon as an
Okay.
English teacher, and I'm here to talk to you and you, everyone, about my experiences and in some countries, especially in New Zealand.
Nice. Oh, I will. You can help me too, guys. She has been to some places that they are in the movie Lord of the Rings. And I don't like this movie, so I will.
Yeah.
You know that I'm a nerd, I'm a fan, so I will have to hold my horses not to make the whole conversation about New Zealand and Lord of the Rings. So you can help me too, guys. Okay, I will do my best. Yeah, yeah. If you are watching this in a group in one computer, guys, like I asked you last week, enter in your cell phone on your YouTube app and like the video. Just help to spread the word. Okay. So, Katja, when this passion for traveling started, was it when you were a kid, like watching something on TV, or is a family thing? How did it
Well, it's
start?
more a family thing. My parents, especially my father, he loved traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother and I, we were all expecting and waiting, anxious for holidays or
Ah,
vacations, because we would like move like to the beach or the countryside in school holidays. He would take us to north and northeast of Brazil,
uh-huh.
and I also traveled only with my mother to the south, and we would, we were always doing something.
Was like a family tradition.
Yes, and I just loved it. I waited so anxiously, it was something that I really was always looking to it. Yeah.
What is the first interesting or important memory that you have from one of these family trips? Like me, for example, is I was 5,
Yeah.
and it was the first time I saw the beach, and it was in Ubatuba.
Right.
And then I was there with my parents, my grandmother, she was alive, and my uncle. It was remarkable. The moment we entered there and my feet touched the sand, I don't know why, I just stormed in the direction of the ocean. Like, I
Right.
was 5, like, yeah. Turns out I didn't notice that the place was very crowded. So I stayed in the ocean. I enjoyed myself. When I looked back to the sand, wait, where is everybody? Where is my family? Long story short, I was lost for 1 hour. My
Goodness.
mom almost died of anxiety. She thought that I had been kidnapped. And then I had the incredible idea to walk the whole beach in
Right.
one towards one direction. Like you, I remember. That's a crazy story. I remember a fairy tale where people use like breadcrumbs, and then I decided to make some signs on the sand. Like I didn't know how to write, so I
Right.
make some symbols, and I went to both sides of the beach. Eventually, I gave up, started crying. My uncle found me everything. I'm here, I'm alive, everything was fine. I hope your memory is not like that, but that was my first important trip. No.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is like in some of them, my grandmas they joined us.
Nice.
Yeah. And the funny thing about was my mother's mother, and that she went with us to Salvador,
Uh huh.
and I think we were like 10 years old.
Okay.
And she was so afraid because it was her first time on a plane.
Oh, you flew there.
Yes, yes. And she was sitting by her, and with us in the plane, and she was so nervous, and we were always standing up and going from and on, and she was, please stay here. What these kids are doing.
If you move too much, their plane is gonna fall.
Yeah, and we were used to it. And like when we arrived at the hotel, she was afraid as well, because for us we were so comfortable.
Yeah, it was
And so
normal.
we were going everywhere in the elevator, for kids.
Uh-huh.
So she, those kids will get lost. And so that's something that I remember that I thought was so funny. But it was nice because she was so happy, to travel with us and stuff.
Yeah, I miss that. It is one of these nostalgic memories when I think about family trips that today, I don't know, people are more isolated in a way. So we don't take the time to gather people we love and let's do something together just for the sake of doing it. And then the hassles that we go through at the moment, like me getting lost, it become a funny story after that. Nice. Oh, let me give a shout out to people in the chat here. Hello, guys. Hello, Felipe, Dennis, Carla, Bruna, Fabio, Diego. If I say your name wrong, bear with me, okay? Is Suleyman, I guess. Suleyman. You know him?
Yes, I know.
Okay, shout out to you. Okay, okay, Katia, let's get to it. Simple question. You've traveled a lot, but how many different places do you know? Let's try to make a list here.
Okay. So the first one was New Zealand. I went there as a Rotary exchange student for a year.
Okay,
Then
New Zealand.
in the way back, I stopped in LA. I was there for 10 days.
Okay.
And then
take notes, guys, okay? If you have questions about these places.
Yeah, and then I went to Cuba with my mother for a week.
Okay, so New Zealand, United States, Cuba.
And then I went to Germany.
Germany, okay.
I lived there. Italy, Switzerland, Austria. And then I went to Denmark,
Okay.
Amsterdam, and then I went to Portugal, Spain, to Belgium.
Okay.
Bruges is there. Italy, I said already. I don't know if it's missing. Well, totally was 16 countries.
This is the type of problem that I wish I had. Oh, Mike, how many countries have you visited? And then, like, let me see. Well, and so if you
France.
France too, nice.
Yeah.
And Katia, when you started,
France, Uruguay, Argentina.
You're Argentina too, yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
And when you started, how was the feeling of being in another country for the first time?
Oh, so excited. Because all started like a friend of mine, she went to United States as a Rotary exchange student. And her family here in Brazil, they hosted an American girl. And then I went out with this American girl and I met all her friends that they were as well Rotarian exchange students. And I say, well, I see myself doing this. And then I did what was necessary so I went to Rotary Club and I applied for that.
Every city has one, right?
Yeah, Rotary countries, it's wide, it's and you can find all the cities as well.
And do you think today is it still possible to do the same strategy that you did? Like, oh, I would like to apply, and then you fill in some form.
Yes,
oh, nice.
it's still going
so that's
on.
a very good hint.
Yeah, the good thing is like you have the Rotary Club on your back, so they're very good doing this. They do this for ages. So.
Nice. So did you have to do like an interview too?
Yeah,
or
an interview, and then you have some documentations and some things they need from you because they're gonna send that to the Rotary clubs that you were applying to. Like I applied to United States, Canada, and New Zealand.
Yeah, your
and
aim was to learn English
to
there.
learn English.
Ah, so you don't have to be fluent to be
No,
selected.
no. So it's good if you
Mm-hmm.
can communicate. It
Oh,
doesn't need
okay.
to be perfect, but a
Nice.
bit. And then I went to New Zealand. So there I stayed with three families, 4 months in with each one of them.
Okay.
Great
So the
families.
whole year.
Yes.
Okay. And how was the welcoming there? Are
Um,
they nice,
I
friendly?
was so lucky. I had wonderful families, wonderful. I don't think I could have had better families than those. They gave me such good moments, experiences. They did everything they could to make me feel
You were
comfortable,
spoiled
happy, and
there.
safe. Yes, I was very spoiled.
Right.
Yes, I
And
was.
what can a Brazilian expect the first time you enter in New Zealand? What you will see? What are the main differences that oh my God, it's very different from what we have here.
Well, I was 17. It was my first year abroad, and I was alone, right?
Oh yeah, you were alone. That's
Yeah.
another interesting thing.
So when I arrived there, and the host family were waiting for me, and then we got into the car, I was so amazed. I was just looking through the window, saying, "Oh, beautiful." So just looked silly, because it was just everything
You were
was.
baffled. I
Yeah,
would be
was
the
just
same. Yeah, I'm 38. I said last episode I would be the same if
yeah.
you mentioned something interesting about driving in New Zealand.
Yes,
The-
driving New Zealand is like this. If it's gonna take you 1 hour,
Mhm.
no, it would take you two. Because every time you look around, oh, I might stop here and take a picture. I might stop and take a
No,
picture.
makes total
Because
sense.
it's amazing. It's a beautiful country,
Guys,
especially South Island where I lived. Yeah.
imagine something like this, guys. Imagine you are driving, like let's suppose you are going to an event. Oh, there is this cultural event, 30-minute drive. In the middle of the commute, you see, oh my God, that's the mountain where peeping lights up the beacons in Lord of the Rings. Oh, I don't want to go to the event anymore. It's like you are in a movie scene, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned something about New Zealand that I wasn't quite aware. What are the differences in the north and the south? Because Lord of the Rings has scenes from both, right?
Yeah, the set, I think it's in the north because
Mhm.
a friend of mine went there this year and she sent me some pictures
Hometown.
of Dan, yeah.
Yeah.
And but in the south, the scenery, I think most of it was
Mhm.
in the South Island. It's a beautiful place
It's
there.
where you have the
The
mountains.
mountains and they're high and the snow and uh, so beautiful.
And
It's just
before visiting there, you had never seen snow, right?
yeah. And
How
it,
was the snow thing there with the family?
yeah, they were just the first family was taking me everywhere. They were taking me everywhere. And one day we were, I think, I'm not sure, okay?
Okay.
I think it was Tiana we were. And then they said, well, you haven't seen snow, you're gonna see it today. I said, oh, yeah. Oh, we're gonna,
You're like in summer, imagine.
yeah, I think it was March, something like this.
Uh-huh.
And then we took an helicopter flight. They took me
They really
top
spoiled
in the
you.
top of a mountain called Mancook.
Man's cook.
Yeah, Mancook.
I'm gonna search here later.
Yeah, and then that was amazing. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
you guys are seeing the pictures there.
yeah, but it doesn't describe what I
No, I
what we did
imagine.
experience.
You have to be there, the traveling cliche, but it's true, right?
No, it's true because it's just
So,
the feeling being in a helicopter for the first time as well, and then there with the top of the mountain, so much
I can see here
snow,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Back, you can see the picture. On the back, guys, is exactly the scene in Lord of the Rings where the beacons are like when Rohan Rohan decides to help. Gondor asks for help, and Gondor will answer it. It's like that. It's beautiful. You have a good heart, Katja, because imagine first helicopter flight out of the blue, like oh, let's just go in a mountain too.
Yeah.
And how long was the whole trip there?
Oh, I can't remember. It was
Like an
such a
hour,
long.
minutes?
No, it was quick. Wasn't that long, you know.
Okay.
And
After that, how many different places in New Zealand you visited? Or you have done many different things there, right?
well, that year, like all the families, they were taking me everywhere in
Oh
the
man,
South
it's the
Island.
best
Yeah.
family ever.
Yeah, they were. And of course, I went to some trips with Rotary Club
Uh-huh.
and the exchange they were in the South Island with the schools, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the Queen's High School. And so, and then we had a trip to the North Island. The
Okay.
Rotary Club once again joined all the exchange students from the South and took them to the North and vice versa.
Okay.
And there we had this great experience, you know, getting to know everything in the North. North is beautiful. Well, whole New Zealand, guys. It's just
No,
incredible.
it's
Yeah,
amazing. Oh my
yeah,
God, is the place? If I had to choose a place to live out of Brazil, it would be there. You know,
yeah.
would be it's on the top of the list.
And I went there um, in from 85 to 86 a year, and then I got back. I turned it 18 in New Zealand, and I turned
Ah,
it 21 too in New Zealand.
so the first time you drank alcohol was there.
Yes.
I'm gonna celebrate.
Yes. And I did something that today, when I think about it, I can't believe it I did because they have the yard glass and I have drunk beer from this glass.
What is that?
Yeah, that's
I am very naive, okay?
yeah, you have like 21 shots
Okay.
or this yard glass.
It's
And
like a big jar.
yeah, it's just like this and go up all like this.
Hey, you have a good liver too, not only a good heart.
No, but I wasn't used to drink so much.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know what came to my mind at that time. And I said, I'm gonna do this. But I was embracing.
I was thinking I will have just one glass and then the person goes.
No, no, I was embracing after all that a bucket. You know, like literally, yeah.
Okay.
And but I was with close friends,
Hmm.
so it was a joke. It was very nice.
This is
Yeah.
another aspect you mentioned about New Zealand, that you felt very safe there. So if you're a woman traveling by yourself, that's a nice destination in terms of safety.
Yes, New Zealand. Well, I felt safe
Mm-hmm.
when I was in New Zealand, traveling by myself or even with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to Europe as well, I was always, comfortable about it. I wasn't worried, well, something will happen to me.
Mhm.
No. And that's a good. It's just
You just
great.
worry about
Yeah,
enjoying, right?
yeah. So
Are people polite there comparing here, like
New
to
Zealand,
foreigners? Yes.
yeah, they're very friendly. So it's easy to get along with them. They
It's like a Minas Gerais out of Brazil.
yeah, I think like the Kiwis, they
Mhm.
call them Kiwis, and even the neighbor Australia, the Aussies,
Yeah.
they are very nice people. They are friendly. I believe that Australia and New Zealand, it's a kind of Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
but the difference is they are safe countries
Ah, yeah, yeah.
and they organized. They care about the nature, and that's not just one part of the population, the
Mhm.
entire nation.
Ah, okay.
You know.
So it was a kind of a culture shock for you when you got
Yes, it
there.
was because everything for them were important: education, health, and safe, and the nature. They respect each other. They care about others.
Is it easy to get by there? For example, you mentioned the bus situation when we were chatting before
Oh,
we.
yeah.
But for example, public transport there, or is it easy to, if you need to ask information to someone?
Yeah, so to get information, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
easily. They'll be glad to help you.
Okay, let me take a look at the chat here.
Mhm.
Okay. Hello, 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 hellos. Okay. Hi, Mr. Schreis, Diego, Mateus, Babi, Clara. Okay, Diego asked here, which cities in Germany and Denmark did you visit? Oh,
Ah,
hi, Diego was here with us a few episodes ago.
yeah.
Shout out to you, man.
Well, Denmark only Copenhagen because at that time I was studying. I went to Hamburg in Germany
Mm-hmm.
for 3 weeks on a German course. And then it was so easy for me to go to Amsterdam and to
Yeah.
Copenhagen.
You
So
get a train
yeah,
or?
yeah. So in one week I went to Amsterdam, the other week I went to Copenhagen. That was, something. Germany. I was there. Uh, I lived for almost 1 year and a half,
Ah,
I think.
nice.
Yeah. So while I was living there, I could travel in easily.
The countries is like compared to the size of a state in Brazil. The dimensions for me is something that is crazy. We are not used to it. And you mentioned something that I stereotype. Oh, Germans are cold. You felt quite the opposite, right?
Yes,
The,
no, Germany, like people say, they are cold. And people say as well, France, you go to Paris, the French.
they were nice too.
Sorry to stay, but they were wonderful. I loved them, just
Nice.
the Germans, the French people, they were great. And there were situations that I needed some information, but I wasn't asking. And they look at me and say, "Do you need any information? Do you need any help?" I said,
Nice.
"Yeah."
Very proactive.
Yes. So I can't complain.
No, nice. And okay, how much time you lived in Germany?
Well,
Roughly 1 year.
I went there for 6 months and then I
Okay.
got back to Brazil, and 3 months later I got married, so I got back there.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I traveled to Germany 3 times as well. So I got to know many cities. I don't know all the cities, but I have been many cities from north to south because I lived in Baden-Baden. I studied in Karlsruhe, and then years later I went to Hamburg, and there I was there only in Hamburg. But 17 and 18, I went to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
There again in the age 17. My son was with me, so we went. We visited some friends in Höxter, and which is near Hanover, and Göttingen, Hemling, and Münster, and so other cities there. And then we went down to München. We were stopping some cities. And the following year, I went again with my son. And this time, once again, I was with my friend, and we spent New Year's Eve there with them. And then after that, we went to Berlin, Potsdam, went to the north coast as well, and then Hanover. And then that was a short one, but we stayed uh, 20 days, I think, something like that.
Different places. Where would you recommend Brazilians to go? Which places? Oh, they will have a nice experience there in Germany.
In Germany, the south was Baden-Baden, where I lived, but Freiburg, Heidelberg,
I don't know how to write those names, buddy.
And then you have the Garmisch, so things like this. It was the Zug pizza, and what's the name? Well, so many names. I can't remember all the places, but Rothenburg, Füssen, where near we have Schwangau, where you have the Neuschwanstein castle.
Say that again. Neuschwanstein
Neuschwanstein
Castle.
Castle.
You got me already because I love castles.
Yeah, that's the most famous one. Disney had this.
Okay. So it's the type of place that maybe we know because it has been movies and stuff like this.
Yeah, they say that this castle, it's I'm not sure about the story about it, but I think the Disney, he had this this castle, and so all the castles that you see in Disney is just look like
It's an
yeah,
inspiration.
the inspiration that he had. It's not
Okay.
exactly the same, but the inspiration that he had, and it's a beautiful place. It's
Okay,
beautiful
this will be
castle,
on our list definitely.
Schloss.
And in Germany, Katja, what are the things you do to have fun there? Because in New Zealand, as you mentioned, it was all about the nature, and you mentioned that when we were talking before that people practice a lot of sports there.
Yeah, in New Zealand, for example, at school,
Mm-hmm.
you can choose sports and also musical instruments that you want to learn. For example,
So you did the archery thing.
archery,
Fencing too. That's
fencing.
badass. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
I was
Man,
trying
imagine.
everything. I was trying everything. Not
No,
that I didn't for a long time, but I was trying everything. Like, oh, you have that? Oh, let me try. Let me try.
But this is
So,
maybe this is one of the reasons that the foreigners they were so open to you because you gave this energy first, like being open to new experience and having the respect and curiosity. Oh, you do this here? Let me know about it. It's a very nice posture to have when you are visiting a place. Some people they are afraid. She said something very interesting offline. She said, "Oh, don't talk to Brazilians. Like, stay away from them and get immersed in the culture." That's maybe it was one of the reasons. And did you get good at it? Like, you can do the
no, I just had this experience. Not that
okay.
but I wanted to have the experience, you know, because for me, it was something like archery. I thought it was something easy, and then I found out it was not easy at all.
Yeah, it
And
takes some
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's all about you. Of course, you probably the teacher or instructor told you that you the thing with archery is you need to have the same position. For example, I got this technique of using your thumb here, and the same position here where you hold the ball. So you try always to have the same starting frame to have the first shot. And what people normally do is like they do this and then they hold the arrow, don't hold the arrow, okay, and stuff like that. And in Germany, what were the attractions there, the things that we can do to have fun?
Oh, I was living in Baden-Baden.
Hmm. Everybody thinking about beer now.
Yeah, good beer, of course. Many kinds of
What can you
beers.
do to have fun in Germany? The beer.
Yeah, but no, not all that. Um, well, we spend weekends traveling. We could get the Wochenende ticket.
The
The ticket, yeah.
Wochenende.
Yeah, a ticket, a train ticket, which is cheap, and then every weekend we would travel.
That's amazing. Okay, it's in your DNA, the traveling thing. Very nice.
Yeah.
You mentioned the pork there is great too in Germany.
Yes. The meat there is, yeah.
If you are
Pork.
a fan of bacon and pork, you're gonna
Yeah,
have fun there.
the sausages.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm hungry now. All right.
Yeah, but they like sports as well. We used to ride bike as well, a lot, everywhere. In Baden-Baden, like 30 minutes riding a bike, and then I would reach French
oh, you
city. You know, I would be in France. Of course, some of the cities they looked like German.
did you have
Like French, but it was
Did
France,
you,
yeah.
are there those picturesque places like we see, for example, you go to Blumenau, Oktoberfest, you see those houses that is a very specific style. Is it common there?
Yeah,
Like in the cities?
yeah, the thing is, you know, like in Brazil, we can build our house as we pleased, right?
Hmm.
In Germany, it's not like that. You
Really?
have to follow a pattern.
Okay. So it really looks like standardized in a way, the places you go,
Yeah,
the style, I mean.
yeah, the color, the style. Yeah, it's not like
So in a way, it's more pleasant to the eye, in a way.
but
It's not all polluted, like you
yeah.
have a two-star house and then another with crazy
And
architecture.
well, the parks, the nature, they love, right? Things.
And I
So
imagine everything looks
imagine
clean
the
too.
gardens, imagine, yeah, amazing, the parks. So
Okay, now I'm interested in eating pork, drinking beer, and cycling in Germany. Okay, nice. Matteo said here, I'm interested in traveling to Sweden. Okay. Clara said, incredible. Okay. A question that you already answered. Is it possible to get by in all these countries with English, or is it good to know the local language? Okay, you mentioned some experience about the language thing, but only with English, it's okay to get by in Europe there, the places you have been.
Well, one thing is, it's always nice to know a word at least.
Like, help, please.
It helps. It helps. You know, they will laugh
Mhm.
and it will help you. Especially like when the first time I went to Paris, uh, I wanted my friend to go with me at that time, but he didn't want because he said he didn't like and blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And then my friend that lives in Germany, I was talking to her on the phone and she said, are you going to Paris? Yes. With whom? Alone. Alone? Yes. Where are you going to stay? I don't know. I'm going to arrive there and I'll look for a hostel. I don't know yet. Are you kidding? No, I'm not kidding. Because I was kind of pissed because, I didn't want to go alone. But anyway. And then she said, okay, wait a minute, I'll call you back. Okay, okay. 2 minutes later, she called me back. Well, I have a friend, she lives in Paris. I told about,
She hooked you up with a place to stay, and
yes. And then she said, well,
these are the friends we
you,
need.
yeah, you need to call her, tell what time you're going to arrive, and she's going to pick you up, and you can stay there as you please.
And you have the best friends ever.
Yeah.
They kind of organize everything.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I went there, and then Ali told me, the one that hosted me there, she said, well, bonjour. That's it. Don't come out right away speaking English.
Bonjour.
You know, anything in French will do. Anything.
Je ne sais
Anything.
pas.
But don't come like they are not obligated to speak in English.
Okay.
So, and well, I didn't have any problem there. Every time I asked for something, they helped me and it was okay.
So your Paris slash France experience was nice.
Yes. And then when I went to Spain, for example, in Spain, I spent 32 days, but during 28 days, I was in a trek. Santiago
You were
de
doing the
Compostela.
pilgrimage.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Santiago de
nice.
Compostela. While I was walking there during the 28 days, right? Almost 800 kilometers.
But she says in a very casual way, like she walked. I'll repeat, she walked 800 kilometers. I made a comment here. I said, "Oh, it's like going to Rio." No, she said, "No, Rio is 600." I imagine, oh my gosh, she really knows that. I've been there. So, okay, tell this story, please, Katja. It's very interesting. What came into you that you decide I'm gonna do this?
Well, I was on vacation, right?
Okay.
Before I was on vacation, I really wanted to go to Cancun. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
With some friends. But no one was available at that time. And then I say, no way, I want to travel. I'm gonna travel solo again, but I won't stay here. I have 30 days vacation, so I don't care. I'll get a backpack and I will walk 30 days. And then a friend, Jacqueline, that she was working with me at that time, she said to me, 30 days walking? Are you thinking of doing the Camino de Santiago? And I say,
What is that?
no, I say, goodness, you gave me a good idea. Why not?
And then you
And she just, yes, that's okay. And in the same day, this friend, Jacqueline, she said, Katia, I found something that you will like to hear. And I said, what? The Camino de Santiago has association, right? Here in São Paulo, and it's near your house, near where you live. Are you kidding? And then I looked, yes, it was. So I went there and I talked to everyone, and then I saw some people coming and talking about their experience, and I say, well, that's it, I'm going. So months later, I
How
went
much time
to
later?
like 4 months, something like that. So I start walking and running and going to the gym and doing
Okay,
so many things because I said, well,
working on your cardio.
yeah, because I said, well, I won't be
you
100% ready, but
but you didn't
it's a
run during
start.
the thing, right?
It's
You
a
like
start.
you
No,
all.
no, I'll say running because I was just doing some exercise
Okay.
because I didn't want to arrive there, and I
Uh-huh.
was carrying a backpack.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
when I started Camino, my backpack was weighing was 11 kilos.
Damn.
Of
Oh.
course, after some days, I was dropping some packs.
I don't need this.
And then I got to 7 kilos, which was okay. And during all this trek, the good thing is that I met people from all over the
Yeah,
world.
this I imagine
right?
it is.
So sometimes I had a friend Luis, a Spanish guy, and Conrado, Emilio, and then Michel. And he could speak Spanish, but a good English too.
Okay.
So I spoke with him in English, and I would translate to Luis in Spanish. In Spanish, right? And then, I was doing that almost of the time. And then we met people from Germany, from Austria, from Italy, from Ireland as well, from everywhere. Everywhere.
And I imagine because everybody there had something common, like this common goal. Oh, we're gonna reach there. They were open and friendly too, so it was easy for you to make friends.
Yes. And I love that situation. I wasn't tired at all. I thought I felt so blessed, to be having that experience and be able to talk to everyone,
And
That was
how was the things like you get your backpack and were you going like this with a map? Oh, I need to go here and there, or are there specific signs for this
yes,
pilgrimage?
the yellow signs everywhere.
Okay. It's like a
Right.
video game. Just follow the yellow signs and
Yeah, but
yeah.
but it seems so easy, but sometimes it can be tricky. Like
I would be scared to death. Imagine, like, in my head,
Yeah.
I'm like you in this sense. I'm very open to adapting,
Yeah.
but some part of my brain always thinking the worst possible scenario. Like I'm gonna get like a wrong shortcut, and then I will be off track, and then I'm alone. So
Yeah, but that's something that I don't do when I travel. I don't think about bad things.
she's alive here, so I guess it works.
I don't think about bad things. Oh, I'm so excited. I just see good things,
Nice. And so
And
it's easy it's easy in terms of if you pay attention, of course, you can get to one city to another city easily.
Yeah, for example, the first day
Okay.
in the Camino, I got to a point that I was in doubt if I had to fall straight or if I had to turn. And then I look ahead and I saw two guys doing this. And I say, no way, do they know me? How? And I say, well, let's go there. And then I went there. And then they said, we were doing this because where you were, we committed a mistake. We turned it left and we walked for like 1 hour in the wrong way.
It's something you can't afford in this. Everything has to be.
Yeah, and then when we saw you, we said, well, we must,
And and what were their nationalities?
Spanish.
They were Spanish.
Yeah,
Nice.
Spanish. Emilio and Conrado, their
Nice.
names.
Oh, you remember the name?
Yes.
That's very nice. You
Yeah.
have like the whole track of the friends that you've met along the way.
Yeah, because it's
Nice.
like this. When I meet someone when I'm on a travel, right? On a trip, what I do is like I keep in touch.
Yeah,
with
makes
them.
sense.
Not that I always keep in touch for such a long time, but I keep in touch for a moment. So, of course, I can forget some of the names. I won't remember everyone, but some of them that like we walked together I don't know if it's 100 or 200 kilometers together. I can't remember how much kilometers, how many kilometers we walked together, but almost. And then we got, we talked a lot. We developed a very nice relationship.
Oh, I imagine, and the moment you're saying it looks like a movie in a way, like you are walking there and then somebody gives you some hint and helps, and then you discover a new place. I imagine it must be very, very, very exciting.
Sorry.
And how was it to find accommodations there, for example?
We have special accommodations for pilgrims,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the manicure menu as
Ah,
well, which was a special price as well.
that's very nice.
Yeah.
And they ask like, "Oh, are you a pilgrim?"
Yeah, they can see.
You don't need to wear monk's robe or anything like that. Just because we're all sweaty and like, I need a place to stay.
So it was easy.
They can see it was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back to the chat. I will try to read you all. Okay. Oh my God, I wanna travel now.
Yeah.
All right. Marcel asked it here, would you live in any of the countries you've been to? Okay, I would change a little. The ones that you haven't lived, that you just visited, well, would you live in any of them? Because you mentioned you lived in Germany.
In Germany and New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay. About the other 14 countries, would you live in them permanently? Or, okay, for a year, maybe.
Yes, easily.
Nice.
Easily.
Even
Italy, Spain, Portugal, Denmark. Norway, I haven't been there yet, but I wish I
want to see the Northern Lights there?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Denmark, Amsterdam, well, all the places that I visit, I would easily live there.
Nice. Philippe said here, when I was a kid, my grandpa was a Rotary member. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice experience. Oh, Leonardo saying nice experience. Teacher Katia. Hi, Teacher Katia. João said here.
Hi.
Suleiman says, I love Lord of the Rings. Me too. Bobby said, look at her. So nice. Okay. Dennis, is it you? Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm Brazilian. I like to draw pictures. Cartoons are my favorite. You do whatever you want with this information. Okay, they were laughing about the 21 shots. What's the safety difference between every country you've been to? That's a good question, Babi.
Sorry?
What's the safety difference among the countries you have visited? You made a comparison that in South America, the experience was not quite good in terms of safety for you.
Well, the only experience that I had that wasn't comfortable for me was when I went to Buenos Aires the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I was used to travel alone and I always feel safe. And then I planned to spend 5 days in Buenos Aires. So I got in the hotel and the staff, I won't tell everything, but the staff wasn't so nice to me. So instead of being there for 5, I just stayed for 3. And then I asked them to arrange a taxi for me. And what they did, they told because I showed my ticket, they knew the airport I was going to, but the taxi took me to the wrong airport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my first experience in Buenos Aires, it was nice. Not the place was wonderful. I had visited some points there. It was great, but
Did you ski there too?
Yeah, because no, in Buenos Aires.
Not
yeah, but but then like in 2020, I went on a cruise with my son. He went to Buenos Aires, Punta del Este, and Montevideo. In my experience this time in Buenos Aires was good, but I wasn't alone. I was with my son, with some friends that we made in the on the cruise.
You make friends everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a very nice example, Katia. whenever you travel, be open to interact with people. In another conversation, I think somebody mentioned it, like make small talk with the guy in the hot dog stand, people, the hotel staff, get immersed in the experience. Um, one thing that I asked you before, how was your experience in Cuba? Because as a tourist, you mentioned some very nice things, and people sometimes has a misconception like, oh, do you have like old cars? Can you find stuff in the supermarket? How did you feel there? What was it?
Well, I went
And
there.
there's the airplane thing that it was.
Yeah, I went there was a long, long time ago.
Okay.
And I just told my mom, oh, let's travel together. Where to? Oh, I was looking too, and I found Cuba. I think it's a nice place to go. And she said, Cuba? Yes, very nice place. And she
It's
says,
beautiful there,
yeah,
isn't
and
it?
she said, okay, let's go. And then we went there,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. She loved it too, and we had a great time there. And one of the things, like every time I travel, I don't think of buying so many things. What I
Okay.
do is like I focus on spending what I have, sightseeing,
Oh, that's another very good hint.
like
Hold your horses and buy souvenirs in the last moment,
yeah,
right?
the last moment, do I have some money? Yes, but it's something that is nice to have.
Uh-huh.
This, okay. But the last thing,
Okay.
and in Cuba, you don't need to worry about that.
Why not?
There's nothing to there. Days, okay, guys, don't take me wrong. But at
No,
that,
you're just.
what I bought was some cigars.
So you open a cigar shop there.
I bought I
Cuban
bought some,
cigars.
yeah, Cuban cigars, and my friends back in Brazil, they love it. They really love that. But it was the only thing. I remember that, like in Havana, we went seeing some stores, like,
Mhm.
but like a yellow shirt in one store, a yellow shirt in the same store.
It's like a uniform.
So it was, not many things like that you really. I at that time, like, you could buy some music CD, something like this.
Mhm.
But not nothing else.
Okay.
So the good thing is, like, you're gonna spend your money like
With experiences.
experiences,
Yeah,
not
that
with
makes total
things.
sense.
Yeah, so that's great.
And you did an airplane thing with your mom.
Yeah,
Uh,
they had this trip, like you would have to get a plane to go
Mhm.
to Cayo Largo.
Okay.
And then and then people were saying, but you and your mother, are you really doing this? Are you going there? I say, yes, why not? Ah, how do you say engineer, but only two?
I had the bimotor.
Bimodal,
Yeah.
by bimodal thing. And then they say, aren't you worried too? What's the problem? And
It's like those old airplanes. Like,
yeah. And then my mom said,
the
Katia,
smoke
aren't you
coming out of the
worried?
thing.
No, man, two engineers. So don't worry.
So you
Let's go.
told your
Let's go.
mom,
Let's
Mom,
go.
it's very safe
Let's
because
go."
if one engine fails, there's a backup.
Yeah, yeah. So we went on this. It went as well, but it was magic. It's just a beautiful, so beautiful place. And then I had the experience to dive as well there.
Oh, nice.
But you don't need to
Your
dive.
mom loved
You don't-
everything, I imagine.
Yeah, she didn't dive, but she wasn't even in this boat. That was, and then but the good thing that you didn't um, so I didn't was my first time
Mhm.
diving, in there. So, but you didn't need to go so deep because you
Okay.
just dig like this.
The like
And you would
crystal clear
see
water.
a totally new world. It was just amazing. Like, it's true. And then you see, yeah, it's just amazing. So
Nice.
beautiful.
And you are a daredevil in this aspect. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, if you need a traveling companion, invite Katia. You should have a traveling Instagram. It will be amazing. Then you share the stories and the hints. Okay, let me take a look at the chat here quick. Yeah, the Times Rio, shout out to you guys. Said they would like to visit Hoptown too.
Mhm.
Okay, Fabio asked it here, what is the most exotic foods you have ever eaten, and in which country was it, Katja? Or the most different foods, I don't know.
Um, I think only here in Brazil.
Huh. In New Zealand,
Still lamb,
okay.
right? Because, you know, fruits, kiwi fruit. Well, now nowadays it's common, but
Mm.
when I went there in the first time, ages ago, like kiwi fruit was for me something new, you know.
Uh-huh.
All the boysenberries that here we don't have.
Yeah, the berry thing. I
Yeah.
imagine they have a lot of jams too,
Yes,
and
they have.
you mentioned that
Vegemite.
Vegemite. What is
Vegemite
Vegemite?
and Marmite. It's something that the taste is very, it's like spicy, you know.
Oh, I like that
Uh,
already.
yeah, not that spice. You got me. It's youth. It's a strong taste.
Okay.
But the first time I saw it, oh
What's the name
I
again?
remember Vegemite.
Okay.
You can look this and you're gonna check what it is. But he said to me, "Would you like some?" And I look at that. It looked like chocolate. Oh, I love chocolate.
It looks like chocolate.
Yeah, I said, "Of course, I love this chocolate." Goodness, that thing when I put it in my mouth was bitter, was strange. I just, what have I done? And I had to swallow that. And I said, "Oh, thank you, I don't want it."
What is that? It's like
Because
a vegetable.
when you do that, it's like just spread just a little bit, something. This is softly
It's like,
because the taste is strong. You know, you have that. After that, like months later, I got used to it. Not that I used a
okay.
lot on my bread, but once in a
So
while,
it looks
I
like
would,
peanut butter in a
yeah.
way.
No, peanut butter is good.
No, I mean the appearance.
Yeah, something that I learned it there was like peanut butter with honey, and New Zealand honey is good too. So, so
I
it's
already
very
like
good.
it too.
Yes, peanut butter with honey is just very good.
Nice.
Muesli, my mother used to prepare muesli. And for me, at that time, was the first time I had muesli. I said, "Oh, that's muesli? I love this."
Okay, I'm hungry and willing to travel now.
And ice cream there is good too. Oh, my host mother,
Mm.
you know, they used to cook very well.
Yeah, but again, you were open to the thing. That's
Yeah.
the nice thing here. Claudio asked, what was the her
I even got some weights in this first trip when I went to New Zealand. Yes.
a lot of lamb, potatoes,
No,
vegetable.
about the candies, the sweeties, and the meal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm easy, very easy, like everything. I just don't like scarlet eggplant, but that's all.
Claudia's asking here, Katia, what was your most memorable trip and why? If you had to list one, like the most memorable.
One, New Zealand.
Okay.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Okay.
But I loved all the experiences in Germany, Spain. Spain is, I would love to go back again to the Camino de Santiago again.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And what would you recommend, Katia, to our Brazilian fellow students here that would like to have an international journey, like you did, visit many countries, know many people? What should they do to prepare?
Well, first, where do you want to go?
Okay.
Do a lot of research and save money.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Plan ahead, like 1 year before.
it all depends where you want to go.
How much money do you
much
make
you
to?
you need and how much you earn you can save.
Uh-huh.
But it's because it's like this. We dream a lot of, we want to do so many things.
Yeah.
All dreams. You have to have a plan. If you have a plan, you start saving, then you go. I always like to be around my friends, to go out. I always loved that.
Mhm.
So sometimes when I said I want to travel, it was very hard, but I had to say no to my friends and not go out. I had to say no.
Priorities.
Yeah, to buy things that I really wanted. Some of my friends, some years ago, they said to me, "So are you traveling? But how?" Well, I was saving money. I don't have a purse or a bag for shoes that I wear. I don't go to fancy restaurants. I don't buy expensive, only brand things, you know?
This is another, and you don't need to have a minimalistic life. You need to have your set your priorities straight. You are investing in one of the most precious things that we have that actually form who we are. That is memories. You are creating beautiful memories, so you can like in a podcast one day share with people and tell stories. Maybe if you have a Louis Vuitton bag, for example, it's gonna get worn off with time,
Right.
but the memory is there with you, right?
Yeah.
And that's a nice hint too. And okay, so you plan ahead, but the impression that I had, correct me if I'm wrong, that you plan a lot before the trip, but once the trip starts, you adapt yourself. You stop the planning.
Yeah, because you have to plan to do that. Of course.
I'll go bad.
Yeah. But you know, I did what I could, what I couldn't do.
Yeah. Oh, that's another interesting thing too.
And I was lucky, for example, as I told you, everywhere I went, I had some friends. I made some friends. For example, in 17, I went to France again, to Paris again. And then I have met Michelle in the Camino de Santiago de Compostela. We were talking to each other, and then I told him, "Oh, I'm going with my family to Paris. Gonna stay there 3 days. I'd like to see you." And they say, 3 days? No way, Paris, 3 days. You're gonna come, you're gonna stay here with us, with my family, and you can stay for 5 or a week as you please, but not 3 days. No, it's too much. No, don't worry. No, you are coming. So
I will be offended if you don't come.
so I had this friend. My friend, which I call her my sis, Maria, because we know each other since we were 6 years old. So,
Sister from a different mom.
yeah, she lives in Germany. And I told her we were going to Germany too, and she said, "Of course, we're coming here. We're gonna plan this trip together." So after being in Paris for a week, we went to Kassel in Germany, and there we met with them. We went to Hexer to her house, and then we planned. We went from north to south together, and then in München we separated again, and then we went to Bruges, right, in Belgium, and then we went to Amsterdam, and then back to Paris again. But you see, only Bruges and Amsterdam that we stayed in hostels. One hostel and one bed and breakfast, and the other one, like we were with Michelle in Paris and with my sis, Chris in Germany. We traveled together. You know, they were riding the car. So
you had accommodations, breakfast, a dinner, a tour guide that was your friend that you can trust. And just by being nice to people and making real human connections during your journeys, you could make your future trips way easier.
Yeah, and
That's
in
amazing.
the same thing, like I'm open. Every time I had some friends from overseas in my house, I did all that I could for them. I would,
Nice.
Travel with them and everything.
That's beautiful.
And of course, I always have the feeling that I haven't done at least nothing compared to what they have done to me.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that I always have,
That's very beautiful. About that, what's gonna be your next trip, Katia?
I don't know because I didn't plan.
You're just gonna globe and you're like, here.
I have dreams.
Okay.
I would love to go back to Spain, and I would love to go back to New Zealand again and walk. I would like to do something different. Yeah, to do something different. I would like to go this time from south to North Ireland.
Nice.
Yes.
This would be an amazing journey.
Yeah, trekkings, of course, camping, things like this. I'd like to do something different. And my son, he would love to go to Italy. Actually, before he said to me that Norway, that he really wanted to go to Norway.
Nice.
But this time I was talking to him, he said, no, I want to go to Italy. Why Italy? Ah, you told me the food is delicious, ice cream is delicious. I want to go to Italy. Anyway, I said, Rafael.
Nice. You would love to meet my friend Bianca. She lives there, you know. And she says something like this too about the food there. And she has been lived there for over 1.5 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Katia, thank you so much for this chat. You know, I need to keep track of every nice hint you gave us, and maybe I will ask you in the future to help me traveling. You know, like okay, give me some nice hints here. Would you like to say a final message to our viewers?
Guys, please, just one step. Plan and travel. Once you start traveling, you won't stop. It's the best thing in life. You know, so much experience. It's something that you will bring with you. You feel and for your entire life.
Yeah, I want to get my car and go somewhere now. Guys, thank you so much for all the message here. It was amazing. And one message here from CL is big hugs to Brazil from Germany. Okay. She said a strong hug from my friend since Hoster in Germany. You know?
Extra?
Yeah,
It's Liz.
yeah, it's her, it's her.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's she's my sis. My
Okay,
money,
she's
yeah.
waiting you to come back there. Okay, shout out to you, Chris.
Chris.
So shout out to you, Chris. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, share, like this video, and I hope to see you on our next episode of Talking Times. Bye bye.
Bye.